Prosperity operates according to a law of mutual exchange. Whenever a person truly contributes to the prosperity of others, prosperity must in time return to them. The reward may not come from the same hands you served, but it will come, because that is the law. We often think of prosperity as something to be acquired, something to pursue, to capture, to secure. We measure it in figures, possessions, and outward signs. Yet prosperity, in its truest sense, is not something one chases directly. It is something one attracts indirectly, and it is attracted through contribution. Consider the farmer. He does not stand in the field demanding a harvest. He prepares the soil. He selects his seed carefully. He plants with intention. He tends, waters, protects. For a season, there is no visible return, but he understands the law. The harvest is not the beginning, it is the result. In much the same way, prosperity is not the starting point of effort, it is the harvest of value. If you examine any enduring form of wealth, you will discover that it rests upon usefulness. Someone, somewhere is better off because of what that individual has provided. A service rendered with care, a solution offered with skill, a product crafted with integrity. This law is impartial. It does not favor background, appearance, or circumstance. It responds to contribution. When you increase the value you bring into the lives of others, you increase the channels through which prosperity may flow back to you. But there is something even more fascinating. The return rarely arrives in a straight line. You may serve one person, and opportunity may appear through another. You may offer effort in one direction, and reward may approach from an entirely different one. The exchange is not always visible, yet it is always active. This is why impatience so often interrupts potential prosperity. A person may contribute once, twice, and seeing no immediate reward, withdraw their effort. They mistake delay for denial. Yet the law is working beneath the surface, aligning circumstances in ways that cannot always be observed at first glance. Prosperity requires faith in this process, not blind optimism, but understanding. The understanding that no sincere contribution is ever wasted, that value, once created, has a way of circulating, that service plants seeds in places the eye cannot immediately see. Why prosperity always begins with contribution. Prosperity does not begin in a bank account. It begins in a decision to become useful. Every exchange in life is built upon a simple question, whether spoken or unspoken. What value is being offered? When that value is genuine, when it improves the condition of another person in some measurable way, prosperity has already begun, even if no payment has yet been received. Think about it carefully. A teacher prospers because understanding is transferred. A craftsman prospers because something functional and well-made enters the world. A merchant prospers because goods are placed where they are needed. In each case, wealth follows usefulness. Contribution is the seed, prosperity is the harvest. Yet many attempt to reverse this order. They focus first on what they wish to receive rather than on what they are prepared to give. And in doing so, they disconnect themselves from the very current that produces abundance. The world responds to value. It has always responded to value. When you solve problems, when you ease burdens, when you increase efficiency, or bring clarity where confusion once existed, you are creating demand for your presence. You are positioning yourself as a source, and sources are always sought. Contribution requires initiative. It asks that you look beyond your own immediate gain and consider how your effort might elevate another's circumstance. That shift in focus is powerful. It expands awareness. It sharpens skill. It cultivates integrity, and integrity builds trust. Trust, in turn, becomes the foundation upon which prosperity stands securely. Now, this does not suggest that contribution must be grand or dramatic. Often, it is the consistent, thoughtful performance of ordinary responsibilities that sets the law into motion. A job well done, a promise kept, an extra refinement added where none was required. These acts accumulate. They travel through conversations. They shape reputation. They quietly open doors. The individual who commits to contribution as a principle no longer works merely for compensation. He works to increase his capacity to serve, and as that capacity grows, so does the scale of his opportunity. Prosperity, then, is not pursued directly. It is invited through usefulness, invited through reliability, invited through the steady expansion of value offered to the world. Begin there with contribution, and you align yourself with a law that has never failed. The hidden law behind earning more and becoming more. There is a connection between earning and becoming that is rarely discussed, yet it governs the financial and personal growth of every individual. Income is never merely a matter of hours worked. It is a reflection of value developed. A person may desire greater earnings, but desire alone does not alter the scale. The scale responds to weight, and in the economy of life, weight is measured in capability, reliability, insight, and contribution. The hidden law is this: you cannot consistently earn more than the value you are prepared to deliver, and the only lasting way to increase income is to increase yourself. This is not a poetic idea, it is practical. If you improve your skills, your judgment, your efficiency, you become more useful. If you deepen your understanding, refine your craft, and strengthen your character, you become more dependable. And dependability commands opportunity. Notice how the process works. A person begins at one level of ability. They study, they practice, they accept correction, they observe those further along and learn from them. Gradually, their work becomes more refined, their decisions grow more accurate, their presence more valuable. At first, the compensation may not immediately reflect the growth, but growth is never wasted. It accumulates like interest, and when preparation meets opportunity, advancement often appears sudden, though it was quietly forming for years. Many look outward when they seek increase. They scan for better conditions, improved circumstances, a more favorable environment. The question shifts from, how can I earn more, to, how can I become more? More disciplined, more knowledgeable, more skillful, more reliable. Because when you enlarge your capacity, you naturally enlarge your earning potential. Think of a reservoir. The amount of water it can hold is determined by its size. If you desire more flow, you must expand the basin. The same is true of income. Increase the size of the person, and the returns adjust accordingly. This law also explains why shortcuts seldom produce lasting prosperity. Temporary gain without corresponding growth cannot be sustained. Without increased capacity, increased reward becomes difficult to manage, and eventually it slips away. Lasting prosperity requires congruence, the outer reward matching the inner development. There is something deeply encouraging about this law. It places the lever of increase within your reach. It removes the illusion that prosperity is random. It affirms that advancement is not a matter of chance, but of preparation. When you commit to steady self-improvement, you align yourself with a principle that compounds over time. Your thinking sharpens, your confidence stabilizes, your influence widens, and something else occurs. As you become more, your perspective changes. You begin to recognize opportunities that once escaped your notice. You see connections others overlook. You anticipate needs before they are spoken. This is not luck. It is growth manifesting in perception. Earning more, then, is not an isolated objective. It is the natural byproduct of becoming more. And becoming more is entirely within your control. So invest in yourself, expand your knowledge, refine your habits, strengthen your integrity. For when the individual grows, prosperity has no choice but to adjust. That is the hidden law. Why value creation is the true source of wealth. Wealth does not begin with money. Money is the evidence. Wealth begins with value. Strip away the symbols, the numbers, the outward measures, and what remains at the foundation of every lasting fortune is this: someone created something that improved life for others. Value is improvement. It is the mechanic who restores motion to what was stalled, the thinker who brings clarity where confusion reigned, the builder who shapes raw material into shelter, the organizer who transforms disorder into efficiency. Wherever life becomes better, smoother, more productive, or more meaningful because of someone's effort, value has been created. And value, when consistently produced, attracts compensation. Notice the direction of the flow. Money follows value. Opportunity follows value. Influence follows value. The individual who concentrates solely on earnings often overlooks this cause and effect relationship. They focus on the fruit while neglecting the tree. Yet fruit does not appear because it is desired. It appears because the tree has been cultivated. Value creation demands attention. It requires that you observe closely. What do people need? Where are inefficiencies tolerated? Where is confusion accepted as normal? Where is quality sacrificed for speed? Every one of those questions points toward opportunity, not for quick gain, but for meaningful contribution. The greater the problem solved, the greater the value delivered. And the greater the value delivered, the more durable the wealth that follows. Temporary wealth may arise from speculation or circumstance. Lasting wealth arises from usefulness that endures. There is also a deeper dimension to value creation, one that extends beyond products or services. Character itself creates value. Integrity creates value. Reliability creates value. A person whose word can be trusted carries invisible capital. Doors open for them. Partnerships form around them. Responsibility is entrusted to them. Why? Because they increase the security and confidence of others. And security has value. Confidence has value. Peace of mind has value. This is why the development of skill must walk alongside the development of character. One creates visible results, the other sustains them. When you commit yourself to becoming a source of value, something remarkable begins to occur. You stop measuring your days merely by effort expended. You begin measuring them by impact made. You ask, was someone better served today because I was present? And when that answer becomes consistently yes, prosperity is no longer distant. It is inevitable, because the world has always rewarded those who make it function better. Create value and wealth becomes a response, not a pursuit. How service positions you for lasting abundance. Service is often misunderstood. It is sometimes mistaken for subservience, for self-denial, for lowering oneself beneath others. Yet true service is neither weakness nor surrender. It is alignment with one of the most powerful principles in existence. To serve is to identify a need and respond with competence and care. That act alone positions you differently from those who merely observe. Service creates connection, and connection creates opportunity. When you genuinely aim to help others succeed, to make their tasks easier, their burdens lighter, their goals more attainable, you become indispensable, not through demand, but through contribution, and the indispensable are rarely overlooked. There is something magnetic about a person who approaches their work with the question, how can I be of greater use, rather than, what can I gain? The first question expands influence, the second confines it. Service refines perception. It forces you to look beyond yourself. It strengthens empathy. It sharpens awareness of what truly matters. Over time, this outward focus builds an extraordinary network of goodwill. People remember those who assisted them during critical moments. They recommend them. They return to them. They trust them. Trust compounds. And trust is the foundation of lasting abundance. Abundance is not merely the accumulation of resources. It is the steady flow of opportunity, respect, and cooperation. Service creates that flow. There is also a personal transformation that occurs when service becomes habitual. Pride softens. Patience deepens. Perspective widens. You begin to understand that prosperity is not a solitary achievement, but a shared elevation. The more lives you touch positively, the broader the base upon which your own success rests. This is why those who build enduring prosperity rarely operate from isolation. They are engaged, involved, contributing. They understand that giving does not diminish their supply, it enlarges it. The law of mutual exchange ensures that sincere service does not vanish into emptiness. It circulates. It returns, sometimes multiplied in ways that could not have been predicted. When service becomes your orientation, prosperity ceases to feel forced. It becomes the natural outcome of a life aligned with usefulness. Abundance, then, is not grasped. It is generated through contribution, sustained through growth, expanded through service. Position yourself there in the steady practice of elevating others, and you will find that prosperity does not need to be chased. It will recognize you. So prosperity is not a matter of luck, coincidence, or circumstance. It is a law, as certain as the rising sun. It flows to those who give first, who serve with sincerity, who create value without expecting immediate reward. Every act of contribution, no matter how small, sets in motion a force that returns in ways unseen but undeniable. Those who understand this law do not chase wealth or recognition. They focus on becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts abundance. Discipline, integrity, and service are the currency of lasting success. Stand by these principles. Give more than you receive. Work quietly, persistently, and faithfully. The law of prosperity will honor you, not because you demand it, but because you live it.